Coming up on DITV, see how the Iowa City community is remembering Molly Tibbetts in honor of her 21st birthday.
And later, we tell you how Iowa students feel about an American royal baby.
Is Iowa baseball knocking on the door of playing in NCAA regionals?
And is Nate the Great getting greater? We'll tell you more in sports.
Are the final days of this semester going to have rain or shine? Stay tuned for weather.
All that and more is coming up on this Wednesday morning edition of DITV.
Don't click away, it all starts right now. Good morning and thank you for tuning in. I'm Becca Scadden.
And I'm Kaylin Cluck.
Last fall, Iowa City was devastated by the loss of Molly Tibbetts, a University of Iowa student who was abducted and killed while on a run in her hometown of Brooklyn, Iowa. Today, May 8th, marks what would be Tibbetts' 21st birthday. And Iowa City is celebrating in honor of Molly's cause. DITV reporter Abby Nopolis has more.
Nearly 10 months after her initial disappearance, the Iowa City and Brooklyn community are coming together to celebrate what would have been Molly Tibbetts' 21st birthday. Wednesday, May 8th, marks the birthday of the University of Iowa student killed last July, with her disappearance sparking the nationwide search for the Brooklyn, Iowa native. In her honor, Tibbetts' family is encouraging donations of $21 to the restoration of the Brooklyn Opera House, a building significant to Molly and the rest of the Tibbetts family. Businesses around Iowa City are taking things a step further by donating 10% of their proceeds to the cause. Yotopia, a frozen yogurt shop in Iowa City's Pet Mall, is one of the businesses to do so.
Our owner, she's very into helping the community and supporting it in any way possible, so the downtown district contacted her about supporting Molly's fundraiser, and so she decided to do it. I think it's especially important because we always help out with lots of different community events, and this one's really one that hits home because a lot of us here are college students who go to the University of Iowa and are in similar situations as Molly had been in.
A birthday event for Molly will be held on Wednesday, May 8th from 4 to 6 p.m. at the Michael J. Manat Community Center in Brooklyn. Reporting from downtown Iowa City, this is Abby Nopolis for DITV News.
The University of Iowa hospitals and clinics have joined in part in a lawsuit against a new liver donation policy. The proposed policy from the U.S. Department of Health would ship liver organ donations from Iowa to locations where the organs are needed most. UI hospitals say that this policy would put lives at risk. Currently, patients receive their new donated organs in the area, but if the new policy goes into effect next week, donations would start to be transported, and patients within 150 miles of the donor hospital would be given priority. Based on the mileage of donations, UI hospital staff say it's not safe to transport organs and that it could cause complications for any transplant procedures.
Thanks to a 4-year, nearly $2 million grant from the U.S. Defense Department, UI scientists will be able to further study antibodies that could eliminate myeloma-initiating cells. Myeloma is a cancer of the plasma cells. The non-cancerous version of the disease can cause damage to the bones, immune system, and one's red blood cell count. UI professors are set to begin their research in August. Their hope is to discover how to eliminate the multiple tumorous cells, as well as possibly develop a cure or delay mortality in relation to the disease.
You know, Becca, with so many graduation photo shoots going on the Pentecrest this week, I'm really hoping for some good weather.
Absolutely, Kaylin. I've heard we're supposed to get some rain today. I'm hoping maybe some sunshine will pop out, but we have Abby in the weather studio with more.
Thanks, ladies. Well, as we get into the second week of May, we are still seeing a little bit of those April showers finishing up. But this morning, we're going to be seeing cloudy skies and the high get up to 66. But as that night rolls around, we do see a slight chance of rain this evening when the low gets down to 57 degrees. As for the rest of the week, Thursday, we see another 40% chance of rain in the morning and then cloudy skies that afternoon when that high peaks at 71 degrees. And then that night, we'll continue to have those clouds with a low of 64 degrees. Graduation weekend starts with a 50% chance of scattered thunderstorms Friday morning and a high of almost 80 degrees that afternoon. Then that rain should dissipate before the evening hours where that low is 59 degrees. Graduation day is Saturday, which looks like it will have overcast all day with a high at 67 and an 80% chance of rain that night with a low of 58. Saturday's night rain is going to continue over into Sunday morning and afternoon with a high of 67. And then that rain slowing down Sunday night with a low in the mid-50s. We'll finish up this forecast with Monday, the first official day of summer, with partly cloudy skies and a high in the 60s and a low in the lower 50s. Now, I know we do have some rain coming in for graduation weekend, but hopefully we see nothing but clear skies for this summer. Becca and Kaylin, back to you ladies at the desk.
It's been nearly a year since Prince Harry and Meghan Markle said their famous I do's. Royalists are currently celebrating another milestone for the happy couple, and that's the birth of a royal baby. With more is DITV News reporter Sydney Zatz.
The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have just announced the birth of their royal baby, and it's been a whirlwind year for the newlyweds. I went to speak to UI students about how they feel about the birth of an American royal baby, and I also went through my own personal videos and photos to give you a glimpse of what it was like to camp out for the royal wedding. Last May, the world watched as Prince Harry wed American actress Meghan Markle. A memorable day for many around the world. I had the chance to experience firsthand the magic of a royal wedding. So I'm currently camping out for the wedding, and it's really exciting. I've been here since about 6 p.m. It's currently just past 11. Besides, police cars and stuff like that, the city's really locked down for the big occasion. All the stores, if any shop window has Harry and Meghan mentioned somehow. Fast forward nearly a year later, and people around the world, including University of Iowa students, are celebrating the Duke and Duchess of Sussex for a different reason.
I'm excited. I just saw it on e-news. My roommates and I really like the royal family, so it was pretty exciting.
Exciting for the merging of two countries.
My mom texted me this morning and said she's in labor, and I had no clue who she was talking about because she's an OB nurse, so I thought it was someone I knew, and she was really excited because it was the Princess of Sussex.
It's a boy.
It's been a busy few days for Harry and Meghan, but that's not stopping Prince Harry from gushing about baby Sussex.
That Meghan and myself had a baby boy early this morning, a very healthy boy. Mother and baby are doing incredibly well. It's been the most amazing experience I could ever possibly imagine. How any woman does what they do is beyond comprehension.
Now, the newborn is currently 7th in line for the throne of England, coming behind his great-grandmother Queen Elizabeth, his grandfather Prince Charles, and his uncle Prince William, and William's 3 children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. This is the 8th great-grandchild for Queen Elizabeth. This is Sydney Zatz live in the newsroom. Guys, back to you.
Now, earlier this morning, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex took part in a photo with the newest addition to their royal family. While Harry's brother, Prince William, and his wife, Kate Middleton, had photo calls when they left the hospital with their children, Harry and Meghan decided to celebrate as a family privately before revealing their newborn to the world. The couple have not yet chosen a name.
Well, Kaylin, it might only be spring, but football is still making headlines.
That's right. Let's toss it over to the sports studio for all the latest news on that.
Yeah, that's right. On Monday's Instagram, Iowa quarterback Nate Stanley announced that he received an invitation to participate in the Manning Passing Academy this summer.
Yeah, Stanley has started every game for the Hawkeyes for the past 2 seasons, where he racked up over 5,300 passing yards and 52 touchdowns, the most by an Iowa quarterback in back-to-back seasons.
The Manning Academy is a 4-day clinic held at Nicholls State University in Louisiana and features former NFL, collegiate players, and coaches, obviously including Eli Payton and Archie Manning.
And today, the Daily Iowan released their women's sports team of the year. And to no one's surprise, it was the women's basketball team.
Iowa finished this historic season with a 29-7 record, an Elite 8 appearance, and a Big Ten tournament title, and frankly too many awards by Megan Gustafson for me to even try to list out. Along with this honor, the Daily Iowan has awarded Lisa Bluter the DI Coach of the Year.
You can read more on the selection in the paper version of the Daily Iowan.
Sticking to the hardwood, the Daily Iowan announced their newcomer of the year, which is awarded to men's basketball player Joe Wieskamp.
Wieskamp was on the All-Big Ten freshman team last season, and for a good reason. He started every game this season and led the team and was second in the conference in three-point shooting. He finished second on the team in rebounding and third in scoring and steals.
And just like the women's team, you can read more in the print edition of the Daily Iowan.
Now, Zach, let's step away from the awards and talk about some baseball. We have DI sports reporter John Rawson live in the newsroom. Good morning, John.
Good morning, guys.
Now, John, with the Big Ten tournament around the corner and the NCAA regional field coming clear into view, where does Iowa stand when it comes to making this field of 64?
Well, that field's certainly coming into fruition, and right now Iowa's 58th in the RPI. You want to be 55, 50 or higher. That really makes you a surefire lock to get into an NCAA regional. Iowa's sitting at a decent spot. The problem is they don't have a good chance to raise their RPI. Their next 6 games are a 3-game set against Michigan State, bottom of the barrel in the Big Ten, as well as Maryland, who's middle of the pack. So Iowa's really going to have to squeak themselves a couple wins, and then maybe they'll be in for sure. But also, on top of that, Iowa for the first time, top 25 in rankings at number 24.
You mentioned RPI. Could you quickly explain the differences between a team's RPI and a team's ranking?
So RPI is going to include strength of schedule a lot more than normal ranking will. The actual ranking, that top 25 ranking that Iowa has, definitely is more focused on their recent performances, including 6 straight series wins, while the RPI is going to incorporate their road wins over teams such as Oklahoma State. That was a top 25 road win in early March. So if you have those road wins and you beat ranked teams, your RPI goes up, but that strength of schedule certainly helps.
John Roslin live in the newsroom. Thank you. But Zach, we have to talk about a team who's already snuck their way into the postseason.
Iowa softball earned the 12th and final spot to slip into the Big Ten tournament, where they'll face Wisconsin tomorrow in Bloomington, Indiana. Here's what Coach Gillespie and them had to say about making it to the tournament and facing the Badgers.
You play all season long for this moment to play in the Big Ten tournament, this moment to be able to go on to regionals, and it's a, whoever wants it is going to take it. I mean, that's the nice thing about going in these tournaments. Winner has an automatic bid into the regionals, and that'll be our only opportunity to be able to get into regionals. So we've got a lot of fight in us wanting to get back into regionals.
We're definitely a different team. Like watching the other games against them from the past, I don't know if they'll be ready for the new us.
First pitch is set for tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Now, as a parting gift today, Dwayne Bakefield hosted a little baseball action last night, but it was not Hawkeye baseball.
That's right, Zach. The Quad City River Bandits were in Iowa City to play the Lansing Lugnuts due to the flooding all through Davenport.
The River Bandits pitched a combined shutout and won 5-0 in Game 2 of the series. Game 3 is tonight at 6:35 and is free of charge, but they are accepting donations for flood relief.
On top of that, I heard through the grapevine that our fellow reporter John, who you saw earlier in the show, made a barehanded catch on a foul ball.
Maybe it's my turn to grab one tonight. But that's all for us in the sports here today. But tune in tomorrow for another Daily Iowan Award.
Kaylin and Becca, back to you guys at the desk.
If you need a ride today, you may want to call a friend. Uber and Lyft drivers are currently planning to strike all day today.
Those who work for the ride-sharing companies will have their ride-hail apps turned off from 2 to up to 24 hours.
The strike is in response to drivers wanting more livable wages, regulated fares, and job security. Employers are claiming that they have been denied full employee benefits as the two businesses have grown.
The strike comes just days before Uber's IPO, a chance for consumers to invest in the company's stock. The IPO is expected to be valued at over $80 billion.
And in the world of movies, some may be experiencing some sadness after the release of Avengers Endgame, but Disney has announced they have plenty more blockbusters in store.
Disney announced that they have started production on 3 more Star Wars films, which will start hitting theaters in 2022.
Wow. Disney is also working on 4 new Avatar films following the 2009 release by James Cameron. The second movie will be released in December of 2021.
Since its initial release in 1977, the Star Wars series has made nearly $10 billion worldwide.
And the first Avatar film is the highest grossing film in history, bringing in nearly $3 billion worldwide. Both film series successes have inspired various attractions at Disney parks, including Star Wars Land, set to open later this month. And speaking of Endgame, Becca, this is our last time anchoring DITV together, and I'm really gonna miss it.
Absolutely, Kaylin. It's been a great 4 years. Loved it. But for the last time, I'm Becca Scadden.
And I'm Kaylin Cluck. Thank you for tuning in to this Wednesday morning edition of DITV. We'll see you back here tomorrow, same time, same place.